So Dan Hooker is living up to his surname of Hooker as he cheats on his girlfriend, who's not his wife, with a man, allegedly. So Dan Hooker's girlfriend, Keek Grace, who I was confused because I thought Dan Hooker was married. And he is married to Isabella Hooker, right? And I was really confused. I was like, okay, but that's not this woman, Keek Grace. And apparently she has leaked, right, some text messages that Dan Hooker sent to other men talking about giving them sloppy toppy, meeting up, you know, that sort of thing. We're going to go through it today. And she's also released a video explaining the situation. I just want to start off before we get into any of this by saying this is all alleged. None of this is confirmed. This is just accusations from this woman. She also accuses him of abuse and kidnapping and crazy, crazy stuff. We're going to cover it all today. All right, I wanted to be the first person to cover this, and I think I am on MMA YouTube. So we're going to get straight into it, no messing around. We're going to start off with Keek Grace and her story that she put up on her Instagram, or her multiple stories that she put. Let me just make sure you can see this on my screen. Let's move this across a little bit. So this is what she posted on her Instagram, okay? Multiple stories about Dan Hooker. Oh, hold on a minute. This is a guy y'all look up to. I got cheated on with a man. That's why I broke up with him. And we zoom in. Apparently, these are messages from Dan Hooker to 6'3" Kiwi. These are quite sus. They're quite sus, these text messages. When I read them, it's no homo, all right? I'll make sure to get you hard and suck you deep. This is Dan Hooker, by the way. This isn't me. Dan Hooker. Hot when 30 mins. I'm busy tonight. I'll let you know. I'm very horny with a big load. I'll make next time worth it. Apparently, that's from Dan Hooker, allegedly. Allegedly from Dan Hooker. Okay. According to Keek Grace. We move on. Chill guy. I guess that means Auckland. And you may think, all right, well, this ain't any proof of Dan Hooker, right? Look at the picture. That kind of looks like Dan Hooker. In the mirror, naked. This is what she released. But yeah, I mean, look, I want to play devil's advocate because if this was Dan Hooker's profile, you'd think she'd have taken a clearer picture of the picture. But this does look a bit like Dan Hooker. You know, chill guy, Auckland, straight male, 37, Auckland. Blonde guy with tattoo. I mean, could be anyone though, right? Could be anyone. We move on to this. So this is Dan's Reddit search history. New Zealand gays, pegging, New Zealand swingers, New Zealand gone wild, and femboys. Dan's into femboys and pegging, apparently. Also, what's Dan Hooker doing with this, like, destroyed fucking phone? Get a new fucking screen protector, Dan. You're literally probably a million. Would he be a millionaire, do you think? He probably would be, right? Gays, pegging, swingers, gone wild, and femboys. And then we have this as well. Apparently from Dan Hooker to Sucker12. 3 later tonight, I will be in touch. Sweet. Your throat ready. Hey, sorry, can't host till after 11 or half 11 when everyone's asleep. You free tonight? Sorry, got a cold at Mo. So he's asking if his throat's ready to Sucker12. And the caption here says, begging for head from a man in a mask for having a 5'1" ass baddie as a cover-up is crazy. Live your truth. And then there's more messages to 6'3" Kiwi here. Next time I come, I just want to suck you off. I'd absolutely be ready and waiting. I'll just lay back and leave you to it. I'll leave the door unlocked, walk in, I'll be hard and suck me off. I'll make sure to get you hard and suck you deep. Oh my god. Dad! It says down here, he paid me a lot to shut the fuck up, y'all. No, Dad! No! No! Not you as well! Oh, no way. And then, alright, 2 years with my dear. Of course, no one would suspect. Look at me. And then this one as well. Apparently, that says... That doesn't say pussy, that says bussy, apparently. Apparently, it says bussy. You kind of tell by this letter here, that's not like... A P doesn't have that second curve. That is a B shape. Right, wet bussies. God damn. On FaceTime to Keek Grace. Oh my god. Anyways, I'm hot and healing. I hope one day he can live his truth and stop abusing women physically, financially, and mentally. So here's the accusations coming out. Well, he's actually abusing this woman. He's not just gay. All right. Apparently, he's abusing her too, which has no. There's no proof to that. All right. We have kind of evidence that he's gay. He's got the wet bussy. He's what a weird sentence. He's got the wet bussy. He's talking to 6'3" Kiwi. And all that, talk about like how he wants to deep throat women shit. These abuse allegations, we don't know anything about. There's no proof. She's not provided any proof for it. She's just saying, if anything happens to harm me in any way, it was him. So yeah, if it end up in a suitcase somewhere, y'all know who did it. I mean, I don't know Dan personally. He doesn't seem like the guy, but I mean, I don't know him. So again, these are all just accusations. I mean, we saw what is it? We saw what happened with Elia and Georgina, how she accused him of abuse and she dropped the case. Nothing came of it. It could all be that, right? But I think the gay stuff's probably legit by the looks of things. By the looks of things, he's probably gay. About abuse, I have no idea. I won't want to say without any further evidence of her just saying he did this to me, because we can't just do that, because that ruins people's lives. But him being gay, it kind of looks like it might be. Can we see you, please? Of course. No way. The hangman is on here. I'm sure if this is fake, he will find you. Haha, trying to be low key. No way the hangman is on here. What? Oh, no! Must be a mental illness to cheat on you, let alone with a guy. This guy's a simp for her. She's a fucking slut anyway, is this one. Oh my god, I had to face check. That's crazy. So this is still up. Alright, this is still up. And if we look at his interests. Anal sex, cuckolding, dogging, double penetration, exhibitionism, group sex, and masturbation. Or I'm an athletic guy, takes care of himself, cleaning and attractive. I don't know why he would have it himself as a profile picture. Kind of weird. But apparently this is still up there. If anyone wants to go and have a look on whatever website this is, just to confirm, maybe it's been taken down now, who knows? Maybe it's not even real. Former stripper and Dan Hooker's side chick. So he took her out of the strip club, and we're going to watch this now. I think the gay stuff, as heartbreaking as it might be for you, it's private. It's private stuff. It's a private matter. I don't think you should just be exposing Dan Hooker for his sexual preference, but here we are, and I don't think you should be exposing because he cheated on you when you're in an open relationship. Clearly, this is why I've stood my ground on open relationships many a times with debates with friends and everyone else, who's friends, family, who don't see a problem with open relationships. This is what happens. It gets really messy when you introduce a third party, because shit like this goes down. The third party, all right, gets jealous, or they kick up a storm. And I'm not being funny, right? You're in an open relationship, and she's on about, he cheated on me. You are the third party. You are the third party. Open relationships, guys, don't do it. It sounds like fun, all right? You know, you and two girls, oh, you know, how fun's that, all right? Alpha male type shit, right? No. It's pathetic. It's embarrassing. If you're in an open relationship, close it down immediately because nothing ever good comes of it. And this is proof. I've said to people, I know people that have got kids that are in open relationships, and I've said to them and to people that I know, all right, friends and family, that will only end bad for the children. They will be confused. They won't know what's going on, and if anything does kick off, all right, the kids are in the middle of everything. Case in point here, Dan's got a wife, he's got kids, and this prostitute, all right, this stripper, is now trying to destroy Dan's image, all right, by making him out to be gay and abusive. You know, it's just, if it's private stuff, keep it private. I don't know why she had to publicize it. The only thing I can think of is for clout. That's the only thing. If he abused her, I mean, press charges, right? But if your only grievance is that he's gay, and you just outed him to the world, shame on you. But also, Dan Hooker, shame on you as well. You're a married man with children. What are you doing having sex and in a separate relationship with a stripper? You're married. You have children. Have some self-respect and morals about yourself and focus on your marriage and kids instead of gallivanting off, talking to gay men online, going to suck some random dude's penis that lives in Auckland, and you're in a relationship with some random stripper. You've got a wife and kids. Fucking I hate this generation, this culture of degeneracy that's normalized for some reason. But if you're a traditional, you know, or like wife and kids, all right, oh, you're tied down, you're stuck, you're trapped. But this sort of shit celebrated. Oh, you know, I'm in an open relationship. I have 2 girlfriends. I got 3 girlfriends, and I just have sex with them all the time. Yeah, how's that working out for you now, Dan? If you didn't do the open relationship thing, if it is an open relationship, I'm assuming it is, according to her, this woman here. If you didn't do any of that, and you didn't talk to gay men online, none of this would have come out, I guess. But here we go. Allegedly, if this is all true. But we're going to get into this now. She uploaded a video talking about the situation. We're going to react. We're going to respond. Let's listen.
What a lot of people are not understanding here is that, yes, he is married. And when I met him, I was working in the booty club. He was just like a client.
Also, married man with kids. Why are you going to a strip club, Dan Hooker? What is wrong with people? Am I just like an absolute square? Am I just a loser? I have a fiance. I have 2 kids. I would never even dream of going to a strip club. That is so... I feel like that's just completely disrespectful to your partner. Why would you go to a strip club? Or the booty club, whatever it is. Or like, why would you go? You're married, you have children. What are you doing? If this is true. But I mean, there's pictures of her with him. You know, they're on FaceTime. He's getting out the wet bussy. So all evidence points to Dan knew this woman. He was involved with this woman. Okay. Why are you going to a strip club when you're married and have kids? You utter clown.
Like, at the time, this was like 2023. And he took me out the club, Captain Save a Hoe, right? Loves that shit. He loves a OF girl. He loves a ripper. He loves Captain Save a Hoe. So, yeah, he started paying for my life completely and utterly, had all his cards on my Apple Pay, paid for my rent in 2 different countries, like everything.
Release it, then. He paid for all this and that, and I have proof of it. Well, release it then. Just release it. If you're gonna accuse someone, look, I think that you should have kept this private. But if you're gonna make it public, at least provide the evidence for it. You know, like don't just like claim something and then not back it up with. By the way, what a freeze frame. if you're gonna make something public and give accusations left, right, and center, at least provide the evidence for the accusations that you're giving out. You know what I mean? Or otherwise, it's just, believe me, guys, I have all these receipts, but I'm not gonna show anyone them.
I tried to leave this man so many fucking times, but he'd always get me back with something shiny and new.
That sounds like a you problem. Oh my god, I tried to leave him, but then he bought me, but then he'd buy me things. You can say, no, no, I don't actually want that. Well, you can. You have the ability to say, no, Dan, I don't want your shiny things. Leave me alone now. That's a you problem. If you keep going back to, oh my god, I tried to leave him so many times, like he was forcing you to stay. You're saying that he bought your stuff. Just leave. Just leave. But Dan, why are you trying to bribe a fucking stripper to stay with you, bro? You got a wife and children. You got a wife and kids. What the heck? What the frick, man? Come on, Dan Hooker. Dan with a hooker, more like.
Every time he cheated on me, he'd buy me a new bag. So yes, he played up a lot, to the point where I had a wish list on my phone that was shared with him on iCloud. So every time he'd do something, he had to buy something off the wish list every time he cheated on me, right? And I kind of started looking on his phone every time, like trying to find a new bitch, a new problem, so I could get a new bag, right? Until I found out that it was a man.
So this is the backwards mindset of modern women. I just don't understand these fucking retards, bro. So she's okay with Dan Hooker cheating on her multiple times with women as long as he buys her something nice. But as soon as it's a man, that's the boundary crossed. That's the line. It's no different if he cheats on you with a man or a woman. He's cheating on you. He's also cheating on his wife as well. I mean, he is anyway with this open relationship nonsense. It is cheating on his wife. But what is the difference between him sleeping with men and sleeping with women? It's still cheating. It's like, oh my god, Dan, you cheated on me. What was the gender, though? It was a woman. It's okay. What do you mean it was a fucking man? That's it. I'm exposing you online, alright, for having a side piece and also for being gay. Because you slept with a man instead of a woman. If it was a woman, Dan, by all means, go fuck her brains out, alright? But it wasn't a woman, was it? It was a man. So why? Why would you do that to me, Dan? Makes no sense. He's still being unfaithful, whether it's a man or a woman. Apparently, she's just got something wrong with him being gay, but she's okay with him. I don't know. Weird.
When I seen the man, everything changed because, like, no. And then I got abused from that. But we're not going to get into that.
Then this is where I like start questioning it, though. Like, in my opinion, these screenshots very damning. Very damning. Like the evidence is there. From Auckland 37, there's a picture of Dan Hooker on that page. All right, she's releasing messages. She's on FaceTime down with a wet bussy. That's evidence of him being gay. In my opinion, that is evidence of him being gay. But these allegations of abuse, all right, are completely different. This is a completely different scenario now. But you can't just say, and he abused me, but I don't want to talk about that. Then why mention it in the first place? Why mention it? And if you're going to mention it, provide the evidence for it. You laying out, like, him being gay, all right, that isn't going to affect sponsorships or, it being in the UFC. Or to be fair, even if he abused a woman, Dana loves that shit anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Look at John Jones and look at Dana White. But the thing is, you giving out abuse allegations of abuse is serious stuff that could actually affect his business model, his sponsorships, and him earning money. All right, his job. All right. So if you're gonna accuse him of something so serious, at least have a shred of evidence for it. But you don't have that, do you? You're just calling him gay, and I think he's gay. An abuser. I'm not gonna say yes to that one because we don't. There's no proof. She's just saying it.
But yes, he was married. Oh, is married, and me and her get along fine. Like, it's fine. It's like a lot of people, you don't really know this, but pretty much every single, there's a lot of fucking guys that if they have money and status, they'll be married and then they'll have like their girlfriend.
If that is true, that's pathetic. What happened to this world? What happened to it? What happened to this world? Why can't we just have normal fucking relationships that work and that are beneficial to children? Like, I'm sick of grown adults, right, putting their own desires before their children. You see it all the time when parents just split up. They just split up and they go to separate households, all right? And the reason is, I just didn't like him anymore, or I just didn't like her anymore like I used to. Oh, that's nice. So fucking what? You've got children. Your desires and your wants and needs go in the back. Your kids' desires and needs come first. They need two parents. They need two parents in a relationship, a tight relationship. They need a strong family unit. Not this degenerate nonsense that's happening right now in this world. It's very common now. It's almost becoming normal, and I hate it. But this is the confirmation from her, allegedly, that it's an open relationship. And his wife knew about this.
All right. It's just the way of life. And, like, it's not a way of life I would ever do again. Learned my lesson. Shit, if you're married, never hit me up.
That's just common sense, you fucking... Oh my gosh, she's so dumb.
Ever. I'm never doing that again. And also, it was a lot of convincing for me to even get to that position of dating. I was 22 when I met him. He was 34.
It doesn't sound like it, because earlier you said, I tried to leave him so many times, but I'd come back when he bought me shiny things. So, it took a lot of convincing. But then when he buy me shiny things, I'd be like, oh, okay. Like, no, it's not hard to convince you, clearly. You're just a gold digger. That's what it sounds like.
And, like, having someone, like, pay all this money and, like, get you out of, like, what you were doing for work and, like, all these things. Like, the manipulation tactics were gorgeous. Amazing. Stunning. He ate that up. But,
I love it. She's, like, trying to get me out of what I was doing for work. This is another thing, right, that women do that fucks me off. They act like sex work is empowering. It's not. You make yourself look bad, and it sets you back hundreds of years. And here is the admission from her. You know, he's trying to get me out of the work that I was doing. I thought it was empowering boss babe stuff, mate. I thought it was boss babe. I'm my own boss. I just show my tits for random men, and they pay me money for it. I'm just so sexually confident. Women empowerment, guys. Woohoo! You're a slut. You're a slut.
Yeah, I would not recommend that. And if you want to say, oh, you were just a side piece, yes and no.
Yes, you were a side piece. He's married, has kids with this woman. You're the third party. You're the side piece. Yes and no. What do you think? Oh, yes or no? No, yes, you are a side piece. You idiot.
But I don't think that excuses the abuse and everything that I had to go through just because of the way that the relationship is set up. Like,
what abuse? What proof? What evidence? What proof do you have? So far, all I'm hearing is he abused me. That's it.
I don't know if you guys have traveled much around the world, but in like Muslim cultures, you can have like 3 wives. In Vietnam,
I mean, he's not. You know what? Dan's not a Muslim. In Nigeria, the age of consent's 11. What does it have to do with anything to do with the United States and, well, not United States, New Zealand and Dan Hooker? It's irrelevant information. Doesn't pertain to Dan Hooker. He's not Muslim.
Vietnam, 3 wives. Like, if you have enough money, you can have what you want, all right? And honestly, he's a fucking handful. Like, if I would hate to...
You sound like a handful. I can't lie. You sound like a fucking handful. You're literally the side piece, the third party, and you're trying to make demands in the relationship? You're the side hoe. Relax.
Date him without him being married because, bitch, 24/7? No. And also, I want to mention there was a girl before me. He dated a girl for 3 years before me and played the fuck up on her too. And a girl before that. And now there's another girl after. Like, it's like, he is a piece of shit. I took what I could out of the situation by cheating on me with a man.
He's a piece of shit. I took what I could from the from the situation. Basically, I took all the money that I could get from Dan Hooker, and now he's sleeping with men. I'm not interested. I'm gonna expose him. And yes, look, Dan Hooker, right? I still think he's a piece of shit for engaging in this sort of behavior when he has children. If he didn't have children, then it's just degenerate behavior, all right, whatever. You have children, Dan Hooker. You have children when you're engaging with these people. If you didn't have kids, it would just be some degenerate nonsense that means nothing. But this guy has children. This will affect them and their lives.
Kidnapping me.
And then here we go. This is the accusation that I'm talking about, right? Kidnapping me.
Shit, I took what I could out of the situation by cheating on me with a man, kidnapping me.
And then, I mean, the video ends there, but like, kidnapping you, that's a pretty hefty allegation. And again, no proof of it. No proof of it whatsoever. The only proof that this woman has on Dan Hooker is that he's gay. All right, no proof of abuse or kidnapping or anything like that, all right? Just that Dan Hooker has been exposed as a homosexual man, all right? And that's basically it. I think he's just a degenerate loser, to be honest. If all this is true, which it seems the evidence points towards that it is true, okay, it seems like he is gay, and they are in an open relationship. I mean, look, here he is. Here she is at the UFC. Here she is at the UFC with a fucking fake tits out, bro. Like, slut. Right, look at her. It's disgusting. She's grim. Oh, they must have met up with Adesanya, because I think that's his side piece. That's another point, man. I mean, Dan Hooker trains with Adesanya. I mean, kind of confirms it, right? Insane revelation about Dan Hooker, if true. All right, my thoughts are Dan Hooker is gay. All right, he is gay. Clearly, I mean, it's pretty common. I feel like in these sports, it seems like. I mean, look, we had the whole Craig Jones scenario. I know he's not gay, but it's weird. We have John Jones doing his thing. Adesanya fiddling dogs. Now we have Dan Hooker talking to men. I think he's gay. I don't think he's an abuser. I don't think he's an abuser because we have no evidence to support that claim. Until we do, all right, he's innocent on that accusation. Because she seems to want to provide no evidence for that, all right? But I do think Dan Hooker is actually a gay boy. Like and subscribe. Links are down below. Become a member. Join the Discord. And until next time, I'll see you in a bit.